Okay, so this is a look at the Keplero wallet. This is, I think, Rev 3 that they're in beta testing. So I did take this out and was using it all day yesterday. So now I'm just kind of going through again what it looks like coming out of the box. It's got a little fingerprint sleeve, which is kind of funny. Be useful for a cell phone as well, I'm sure. And then comes all packaged up just like this. Over there. And so this is the wallet. So this is not what specifically I ordered. I think I have 4 layers, and I have the money clip as well. So this is just a little beta test one. So out of the box, it looks really well done. I enjoyed using it yesterday. I tried demagnetizing my cards. None of that kind of stuff happened. It is the kind of original design. I don't know what V1 or V2 looks like. I never played with those. So this is just my experience with just V3. We'll say there was some like interesting finish issues on the front plate here. So there was like it's kind of like a little nick in the carbon fiber up top here. So this is like a epoxy coating that gets put on top of carbon fiber. And like if you've ever used like automotive or motorcycle carbon fiber parts, you'll know there's like varying different ways you can like put this top layer on the carbon fiber. So one thing that was kind of interesting was the top layer is there, but it can also be interesting to see how this looks like after a year of use in my pocket with my keys, because I mentioned this will end up scratching over time. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it actually will give it like a weathered wallet type look. So, but other than like really trying to look at it, like with this nick here, like I can actually feel it with my finger. That it all looks great. The backside, no worries. It's just a little fingerprinted because I've been using it. And there was like a little, you kind of see where the magnet went in up at the top. It's not, it looks worse in the camera than it does just holding it. You wouldn't notice these things using it daily. So I had some cards that I used. I was trying to demagnetize them. Obviously not going to show my real credit cards, but I took the magnetic strip of the credit cards and was actually running it across these magnets, and I didn't have any problems at all. If you're in Europe too, or any other country where they're using chip and pin now for everything, you really don't have to worry about that, because you're not even using the magnetic strip anymore. You're just using the chip. So it's something to think of as well for some people. I mean, if you're using just chip and pin and driver's licenses and stuff, you really don't have anything that you need RF protection with. This isn't like, I mean, the only thing I can think of is a passport, but you can't put a passport in here, so not in the US at least. So overall, I think this is great, and I think that Keplero should be shipping these things ASAP, because I didn't have any problems with it in my usage. I mean, it's only been a day, but I will say, you know, there's some interesting quirks to this kind of style wallet that I didn't really think of, but that has nothing to do with what the people at Resnap have produced, what they promised people, and I think people in general, anyone who's backed them for this project, will be very happy with it when they get it, regardless of any kind of quirks. And when I say quirks, I just mean this style wallet of a sliding stuff out and holding onto it that way. There's things that you have to think about, and I'll kind of get into that in a bit, but I just want to say off the start, I've been happy with it so far. Everything is easy to use, it's very smooth, and really ship these things, will you? A lot of people are antsy. They've got like, what is it, $1.2 million tied up in this. So start pounding them out, and I'd be very happy with getting this exact wallet in what I ordered ASAP. So that being said, there's some interesting quirks that I'd like to just tell people who haven't backed this yet and are on the fence about getting one of these. And there are things that I didn't really think of. So the first thing is this wallet really has a top and a bottom to it. So the bottom is where these magnets are. And it's very important to know that, because if you go pulling this out of your wallet and you try to open it, you're not going to know which way you're opening it from. And I think if you got the front that has the metal piece on it, that can kind of be avoidable. You'll know which way you're opening it. But it's also really important to put things into the wallet in a specific order. So I don't have like a blank credit card to show you, but if you have an embossed credit card, you want the embossed strip that has the numbers to be on this side of the wallet. I mean, in this case, I always open it this way. But if that embossed strip is on this side of the wallet, it becomes a little bit harder to slide the card in and out. And you don't want the embossed strip for both sides to be together, because when this sits in, those two embossed number lines will actually sit on top of each other and make it much less smooth to open, and you can feel them rubbing, and it's just not a good feeling. So you really always want to put your cards in this in a certain order. And as long as you do that, and after a little bit of use, you'll get used to that. So another thing is, too, that I never really thought of is, say you have, so I'll put a card in the back side and a card on the front of this, and this is where I was keeping my driver's license, and this is where I was keeping my primary credit card. And so I pretty much slide this out, get my primary credit card, and without thinking, I swipe it or go to use it, and I close this up, give it to someone at a counter or bar or whatever, and then when I go to put it back in now, when I go to open it, here's getting the back one for some reason. When I go to open it, yeah, the card's like stuck now. So I go to open it, and the card from the top side now is dropped into this part where, you know, I originally wanted to get my other credit card out. So this card, what's happening right now is this card fits really funny because it's just one of those thin plastic rewards cards. So, but now it's not happy in there all alone. So it's just something you really got to think of. So, you know, keep the wallet open while you're using the card, then put the card back in. Just something you'd have to get used to. Like when there's two cards in here, right? No problems at all. Second I take one out, close it. So just something to really think of. And the box layer might actually help with those styles of cards. Like if you could fit a couple of those cards in the box layer, it might be very useful. I never really wanted the box layer because their example was like change and SD cards were in it, and I'm like, why would I want change and SD cards inside of my wallet? And that being said, I don't think I would put small stuff in there because, you know, if you put like these little tiny cards in here, they're just going to be flopping around all over the place. Even with the edges of the box layer, if you had an SD card, you could accidentally drop those things out when you're using your wallet. Full cards will stay in there very securely, but if you're not fully loaded and you have like a blank one in there, it is going to behave a little differently, so it's something to think about. And I think the box layer would help with stuff like this too, like these loose type cards, like coffee club card. I've got like a Charlie ticket for the Boston Tea here. It's just this like soft thing, and I'll probably be upgrading with that someday. One thing I really liked about this wallet is that I can just buy additional layers if I want to, like someday, once they become a real legitimate business, hopefully, I can buy like my businessy type front plate or a, you know, just like a non-businessy simple front plate. I can add box layers. I can add card layers. Because you got cards like I got a plastic health insurance card I like to leave around all the time, and my license is kind of plasticky, and I only have like 2 credit cards that I hold and a couple other cards that I think are pretty important that I want to have on. Just these reward cards, or you get a gift card lying around you want to use, So, but I'd still buy this. I think it would be different reaction-wise in a store. Like, if I was to feel this in a store, and then someone told me, so like, I think this wallet, I don't know how much they want to retail it for, but I know the one I bought for $90 online was supposed to be like $120 retail. I would probably have a harder time justifying $120 on something like that, because it's not perfect for all situations. And I mean, this is my old wallet right here was this like $20 Fossil with the billfold clasp. That's kind of why I liked the idea of this, because I just had a bunch of stuff in here loosely that really didn't need to hold on to. So, but it's a long enough video. I hope this gives a little insight to people who are thinking about buying it, or I know all the furious Indiegogo people like me. It turns out all you have to do is complain really hard and send emails to Indiegogo saying you want your money back, and then a ResNap will make you a beta tester and give you one of these wallets to try out. But bottom line is, just take this and run a ResNap, ship this thing now. People will be happy with it. They will have gotten their money's worth and feel like they got, what they contributed to the campaign. And I hope that they become a full-fledged company and try to get these things into stores someday. I think it's worth it.